Today, we want to raise awareness for the issue of ageism and the detrimental effects that it has on us as individuals and as a society.
We know that ageism is highly prevalent. Half of the world's population is ageist against older people. Ageism is very harmful, and it impacts every aspect of our health and well-being. It also affects our well-being in older age, reducing our quality of life and increasing the likelihood of social isolation and loneliness. Ageism affects all of us, so we must all be part of the solution.
Society is waking up. I must say I have great support from the organizations for older people, but also young people, because they also meet age discrimination. Much of the discrimination is unknown, and people don't know how they treat older people. And that was the same with discrimination of women.
What we have observed throughout the last 200 years, less than 200 years, is a doubling in life expectancy, actually. Overall, it's a great achievement to see that life expectancy is increasing primarily because people at ages 65 and 70 and above have the chance to live longer and longer than their parents, their grandparents, or anyone else in human history. My advice usually to people is do what your mother told you to do. Exercise, healthy nutrition, don't drink or drink moderately, don't smoke.
Physicians may be unaware of the risk of harm to patients from aging. They may act or fail to act because of beliefs they hold relating to the patient's age. This is the most critical task for us, the motivation for healthy lifestyle.
All people have the same right to health care. The principle of need and solidarity prescribes that care resources must be invested in patients who have the greatest needs. The principle of cost effectiveness means that healthcare has an obligation to use its resources as efficient as possible. The most important, I think, is personalized healthcare service.
Our minds are too fixed about how many years we have lived. We also tend to sort people in and out according to that. We also see that older people perform better than we tend to anticipate. I think it's so important to acknowledge the fact that ageism is a thing. It's a thing to anticipate, both in society and also in job market specifically. I think it's so important that we highlight how ageism also affects young people. I mean, if older people are discriminated in the job market, it creates tension between the generations. So we need to find strategies to come closer and expose one another to each other.
The older employees are seen as a source of knowledge, but their own learning needs are rather not supported. It is somehow assumed that if we have some skills, we are automatically able to share those skills. We somehow try to approach the older learner as a complete new and unknown phenomenon. We should create our communities, our villages, our cities as an environment that is supportive for older learners.
The benefit of intergenerational partnership is improving social agreement. If you have first-hand direct contact, the older generation can provide the new with experience and at the same time to learn from the younger generation. I think all this issue concerning discrimination and the relationship between different generations directly relate with tolerance of society. If you're looking on the different kind of problems inside society, the tolerance is the magic way to solve the problem.
Ageism is a thing that is affecting young people as well as older generations. And we would like to have the capabilities and skills of young people taken serious in decision making so that they are not underestimated as often done. certain problems are affecting us differently, but we can only solve them in finding common solutions. But we need to educate young people on what older people think, and we need to educate older people maybe also on what younger people think. We often find out that we care about the same things but have different approaches to it.
It's a social innovation. It's not just something you tick off, now I do something intergenerational, but it has to get into the DNA of a community or a city. I think we have big opportunities, but also often a long way still to go to move from services for older people to services with older people.
Each age, it has its opportunities and benefits, and my call for action is to embrace these opportunities and to take most of the age in which all of us are living.
I would say that the first step is the promoting age-inclusive services, and it helps making the community accessible. For inclusive policy, we need inclusive policymaking.
I would like to thank you for taking the time to connect with us today, and for your active engagement, sharing your thoughts, making the conference so productive and inspiring. I also hope that you will feel motivated to further collaborate with us in our efforts to connecting the minds, sharing, learning, and caring.